President Chartrand, appreciate you taking the time to be with us here. We understand the Liberals are trying to rectify the impacts of the 60 scoop on the Metis and have written to you about this. What can you tell us about that and an upcoming meeting with Minister Bennett?
Well, Dennis, let me start off by saying I'm very pleased that the government is taking the approach they are. They are very clear they want to deal with an unsettled matter, clearly that still resonates strong in the hearts of many of our citizens in the prairies. Of course, the 60 scoop was very dramatic to many of our families. We lost hundreds upon hundreds of our children. And actually, I always use if you go back and throw out my comments the last over 20 years, I've been arguing this file and arguing that our children were sold to the United States and passed on outside the country, so there was no cost left for Canada or the provinces. So, but unfortunately, there was a lot of damage and heartbreak that occurred. We ourselves commenced our own search. We actually called it Lost Mogson program. And back in the 80s, we started doing fundraising. Nobody assisted us, of course, and nobody was helping us search for these children. But we began to find them, of course, as now adults in the United States. And we were able to reconnect them with their kin back here in Manitoba. And I'm telling you, Dennis, I sat in some of these gatherings and some of these reunifications that were happening. We did a lot of bake sales, bingos, you name it, and to raise money to bring them home. And there was a lot of tears shed, a lot of heartbreak, some anger, strong anger sometimes from those children now became adults who were told when they were living in the United States that either their parents were dead or their parents didn't want them and they were cast away. That's why they were living with a new family. And so they always had this hardship. Why would my family want me? Or the hardship of thinking that their parents were dead and they had no kin. And I sat there and cried along with some of them, along with some of my own cabinet. And so we were able to at least, I think, bring over 30 of them home ourselves or more. I'd have to get that exact number from my department. But we did it on our own. And some of them actually, but Dennis, the sad part is that when you look at the full story, even with if you did some kind of analysis, with the ones we brought home, the percentage of it was a good family, some good memories were very small. They're more or less felt that they were like slaves for a lot of these farmers out there that actually adopted them and took them. Actually, we even had one that was shipped in with just a pair of shorts and landed in Toronto because I guess at the age of 18, they got to reapply for their citizenship, and a lot of the adoptees that took these, or adopters that took the adoptees, our Metis kids, didn't reapply at 18, and one was charged with some kind of offense, and then find out then an alien, considered an alien in the United States, and they shipped him out and landed him in Toronto. And we were fortunate a month before that we had a contact with him. He was searching all over in the west, in the prairies, and he found his home here in Manitoba, and actually he came from a small Métis community not far from Duck Bay. So you look at it from that side, it was quite interesting, but thank God we found him before that, or else he would have been sitting in Toronto with a pair of shorts and a T-shirt, because he comes from the far southern part of the United States, and where he would have turned to, who he went to, and he didn't know no family. So we were fortunate to already connect him a month prior to the United States deporting him here with no warning, nothing. Slapped him on a plane and shipped him out.
President Chartrand, sorry, we're running short on time. We're just wondering, we've heard from a few Métis scoop survivors that feel the grassroots are not being consulted by the MMF. How would you respond to some of those concerns?
Well, you'll never please 100% of anything. But if people are saying I'm not consulting with them, that'd be strange, because we consult with anybody and everybody through we have a very powerful communication strategy campaign at the Federation. And again, some people may want to individually pursue matters and believe they'll do better on their own. But from a collective standpoint, I think it's very clear the Métis government is advancing on this. Some of the things I'm concerned about, Dennis, is that a lot of lawyers have signed up so many of our citizens, and not one is filed in the courts of Manitoba. But at the end of the day, if there's any settlement, I guarantee you they'll be looking at a very certain percentage that they want to be championed off to their paychecks to the lawyers. I have concerns on that. The Métis government will not charge a dime. Our job is to fight for our people and get what we believe is owing to them. And at the end of the day, I'm concerned that lawyers are going to try to make money on this. And so if people are complaining, I'd love to know the names, Dennis, because I don't know of anybody. And you know me, I travel everywhere in this province. So from my perspective, the people have given me the mandate to move on this file, and I'm moving on it not only for Manitoba, but the Métis Nation of Canada.
President Chartrand, we'll have to leave it there, but thanks for taking the time to be with us here today.
No, thank you very much, Dennis.